Split second story. How do you use a flash to freeze motion? Let's show you.
First, I want to let you know that Canon's Redline Challenge is still on, where you've got the chance to win a fabulous Canon EOS R5 and mentored assignment with Laura El Tantaway. The theme, Split Second Story.
Okay, so what we're doing, well, we're going to show you the split second story. The story is that it's the art of ninjery with some fruit. And we're going to show you how to freeze some motion with those flashes. A little splash of flash.
Well, I thought we can use fast shutter speed. Why do we need a flash?
I'm going to get to that point in a minute. Let's set this up first. So we've got this linked up. We've got one flash on the EOS R5. This will be the transmitter. Transmit wirelessly, boom, and then it'll connect. Flash, both of them, like this. Oh, Christ. Full power in the face. Okay, thank you very much. So anyway, we're going back to the point where you said, why not just use a fast shutter speed?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Well, you could do, but then you need more light. You know, some days you don't have enough light for 8 thousandths of a second. You either need really large aperture or higher ISO to get more light.
More light? No probs, we got a flash. Though the most common flash sync speeds are 200 or 250 a second, you don't need to worry about a seemingly slower shutter speed because the flash can sort of freeze motion like a shutter.
That light can also be your shutter because at full power, that's 960 of a second on the EL1. So that's how long the flash is happening for. Still not as fast as the shutter, maximum shutter on the camera. But then when you go to the weakest power, whoa, that's the shortest duration. That's 107,800th of a second. Whoa! It's like that. It's even quicker than that. Quicker than that. Quicker than that.
Speed of light.
Quicker than that. Quicker, even quicker than Ninja. So if you think about that, if you use that flash, that will freeze the motion unlike any other shutter. But still, you've got to have the flash more powerful than the ambient light, really, to make that, to create that effect.
That's why we picked today, especially.
Yes, it was planned. We planned, yeah, we did plan it, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Locke's got a bit of a Top Gun fetish. I think as Locke knew we were doing Fruit Ninja today and he came dressed in white.
First of all, let's see how it might look with 8 thousandths of a second shutter speed with no flash.
Got apple juice on my head.
Yeah, there's a bit of motion blur there, isn't there, on the apple?
Try one more time. See if you can get the moment of impact.
Okay. Whoa! Yes. Yeah, when you can see with the apple, there's a bit of motion blur there.
8,000 of a second, not good enough.
Not enough. So flash is going to be much quicker than that. Let's try flash. Shall we try full power one?
Yeah.
Full power straight in the face. So the flash sync speed is 200 a second. And I will need a smaller aperture, lower ISO. Oh! Millisecond afterwards, and that would have got a nice shot there. See, that's for that full power. There's still a little bit of motion blur, especially on the rolling pin there.
Yeah.
Let's try something a little bit less. Well, even then, see the apple.
But could it be the ambient light?
Yeah.
Ideally, shooting in a dark room would give best results for short duration flash, but that's one thing that high-speed sync can help out with.
High-speed sync.
High-speed sync is on.
So with high-speed sync, you can use a really high shutter speed to suppress ambient light.
Oh! You look vicious there.
Great, freezing the action is starting to look better. Now we just need to have better action.
Let's swap.
Okay. I'm happy to do that. I'm just going to choose my weapon now. As every ninja would have. This is going to make an almighty sound. There's a bit of apple in the lens element.
Big, quite big bit as well. Let's try one more without flash.
Okay.
I should wear that.
I know, right? I know. I think the person hitting it doesn't really get too dirty.
Without a flash at 8,000ths of a second, it's alright, but to suspend all those flying liquids and textures nicely, a pop of flash can make those split-second moments look amazing.
Ready? It's some water. Oh, it's a bit of apple in my sleeve.
The key question is, did you get it though?
Whoa! I'm lateral. How do you zoom in? Oh, it's focused on your eyes.
Still, that's the money shot. Look at the juice on that. Look at the apple, jump, jump. Oh my God.
Whoa, look at that.
Well, yeah, like how the juice is squeezing out there. See, it does look different, doesn't it?
It got more juice out of it with a flash.
Yeah, because that light
Yeah.
kind of illuminates that liquid and then it freezes it in the air like that and it looks great. Those
Yeah,
little
because-
droplets.
Because the background is darker.
Yeah.
And then you flash on the juice.
Yeah. That's a lot of juice there.
Spiral.
So, the trick is, suppress ambient light as much as possible, then make sure the speedlight is the dominant light and use a short enough duration flash to freeze that motion.
Yeah, it is cool to freeze water droplets in midair, like anti-gravity kind of photos, but split-second stories, especially when it comes to action, is not always about stopping the movement dead. The thing is, when you've got action photos, you want to instill some of that energy into the photo. You know, you don't want it to be like a complete freeze frame because it looks like you're just doing this. Don't think that you need a really fast shutter speed or a really short duration of flash necessarily, because sometimes something a bit slower will capture some of that motion.
Oh, I'm a sport photographer.
Yeah, sports photographer.
Got to sit
You look-
down.
look
That's
like-
great.
Obviously you need a slow shutter speed and you move with the subject. So without the flash, as long as you move with the subject, it should, there's a little bit of motion blur with the background, so you get some of that kind of sense of speed, because I'm like a Olympic runner, of course.
For panning shots like this, fast shutter speeds aren't usually used because the subject will just look like a mime act, like they're not moving. A slower shutter speed and making sure you're panning smoothly with the subject will capture split-second shots with motion and energy.
The flash actually keep up because I'm using just 1/8 of the power. Someone will are going to say that flash power is fake.
That's fake.
Flash duration.
That's fake.
Because when you set lower power, flash power,
Yeah.
it don't actually give you less intensity. It actually just cut off earlier.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those things where you just kind of get used to saying,
Yeah.
full power, which is 1:1, and then anything less than that is lower power.
That's why people keep saying, oh, shutter speed is fake as well. It's
Yeah.
not shutter speed,
Whatever.
it's
Everything is
shutter
fake.
duration.
Everything's fake. Your camera's fake. Your face is fake.
Adding a flash to a slower shutter speed panning shot will combine the motion blur trail with freezing the subject. Best of both. Just take note, when you're combining a motion blur trail with a pop of flash, you need to think about what curtain setting to use, not the ones you close when the sun sets. You'll mostly need to use the second curtain option. With first curtain, you get the flash from the speedlight at the beginning of the exposure, so the motion blur trail happens after this, which looks like you're moving backwards. Second curtain flashes at the end of the exposure and the end of the blur trail. Subject thus looks like they're moving forwards. Great!
Split-second story is about capturing that moment, boom, like that, slice. So flash is a great way to kind of make that image pop just a bit more, because of course you can have mechanical shutter or electronic shutter, really fast speeds, that will just freeze the action, but the pop kind of will bring the subject out a bit more from the background. And you can balance your aperture and your ISO to kind of darken the background a bit more to make your subject stand out a bit more. Have the subject in the context of the background, then you might want the background to be a bit brighter, but if you want the subject to be the sole focus of the and why not, because it's me, then you want to have this brighter, right? We'll show you. So back in the days, like 2012, something like that, could be earlier, we did the levitation. I think now everybody does levitation. It's like a trendy thing to do. Oh, look what I can do in Photoshop. Oh, I'm going to levitate. Oh, I'm going to levitate. But back then, that was quite a popular video.
It is.
But shout out to Laura. No, not Laura. I think it's Yoa. 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 I think it's Yoa camera. She's this Japanese art photographer, and she does fantastic stuff. So look, it's going to do some jumping. I've got a 24mm on this. Let me set up the flash. I'm going to have to balance this manually, I guess. But one thing you can do is to take the flash off, and then you make your exposure.
Or turn it off.
Yeah, or turn off. Yeah.
Set settings so that the ambient brightness is to your liking first.
Especially when the background is so far away, the flash isn't really going to do much to that. Okay, show me your best jump.
Star jump. Ah.
Okay. Now this might take a bit of practice. Then you just play with exposure. Actually, I didn't need you to jump.
Yeah. Set the power first.
I only remembered about that after you jumped, and I thought, oh, you have to set the flash because it's too bright. It's like when you use those instant cameras and you have the flash and then all you see is the subject. So I think levitation, you need a bit more, the background, it can't be too dark. Okay, that's kind of artistic. There we go.
Kind of artistic.
Ready, go. Oh, it didn't flash, did it? Did it flash?
Is it?
Okay.
Emotionless.
Yes. Just be yourself.
Darkening the background might look amazing for some cool skateboard or BMX tricks. Bright subject, dark background puts the focus solely on the subject. In this shot, we do want the flash to make the subject pop, but the background is an important part of the image, which can be brightened up by slowing the shutter speed a bit.
In summarize,
1.
set the ambient to your liking.
No flash, flash off.
And then turn on the flash, set the flash power in manual mode.
Before you start jumping.
You don't need any TTL,
Yeah.
SSH, BTS, whatever.
Smooth like butter.
And yeah,
Okay.
and that's it.
And then just keep jumping. Yeah.
That's it. Easy.
So there we are, just some ideas on how to use a Speedlite to capture split-second stories and freeze motion, or create some action shots with it using slower shutter speeds. Remember, you can win a prize, fabulous Canon EOS R5 along with a lens, and a mentored assignment with Laura Altontaway. So do check out the link in the description box below. Submit your photo, only 1 photo per person. No heavy manipulation, don't like Photoshop stuff in that wasn't in there in the first place. And hopefully you'll do better than that. That was just us jumping around and running around in a park. No story at all. So it's up to you to add your story. Good luck, good night, and see ya.